Hello. We're going to talk about the endocrine activity that you just completed and how it specifically fits into the rat lab experiment that you're going to do today. This is Finn. He's hanging with me. So what you're going to see from me is a table that looks like this. On the left-hand side, you have the different glands, including some that are specific to males, like the testes, prostate, and seminal vesicles, along with body weight. On the columns, then, are the different hormones, so thyrotropin-releasing hormone, thyroid stimulating hormone, adrenocorticotropic hormone, cortisol, testosterone, luteinizing hormone. And for the last two, notice that you have two columns within those, intact and castrate. So we're going to be looking at rat data from rats that are intact and rats that have been castrated or their testes have been removed. So that may have an impact on the action of some of these hormones. And that's part of what we're going to be looking into. So in this table, what you're going to do is for each of these hormones along the top, you're going to go down the list and think about, okay, so thyrotropin releasing hormone, what impact would that have on the pituitary gland, the thyroid, the adrenals? And your general gist of what you want to think about is, from your research, you should know a little bit about what these hormones do. So if there's a organ or gland in this case that's going to be stimulated by that hormone, then you're probably going to have a plus there, because if an animal was given TRH, and if TRH, let's say, stimulated the pituitary, then you would say plus there for that. For any gland that produces the hormone, so if you saw that a hormone was given, then the gland that's in charge of producing that hormone probably gets a minus, because that gland's not going to be working as hard in order to produce that hormone since the animal is being supplemented with it. I hope that makes sense. So you're sort of figuring out this little bit of a logic puzzle web of what goes up, what goes down, or put NC for no change. And in the end of this, you're going to have some holes in it. You're going to have some spots that you're a little bit unsure of, and that's totally fine, because throughout the experiment, you'll sort of figure out the main pieces that are going to clue you in onto what's going on with your rats, which leads me to the next part. You're going to complete a Google form that's going to assign you 2 experimental rats, and what you're going to be doing is comparing those experimental rats to 2 given control rats. The first one is a intact rat, so that is a rat that has its testes, and these would be sort of the average organ weights for a typical control rat that has not been exposed to any particular hormones. For the second one, then, it's the castrate rat. Again, the testes have been removed, and you can see how that has changed a few of the organ sizes from a typical rat that either has or does not have its testes. Meanwhile, things like the pituitary or the thyroid stay the same. So you'll be taking your experimental rats and looking at what has changed in the organ sizes of those rats. And then you want to be thinking about which of these different hormones was my rat exposed to. And that's going to come from this table. So you'll be looking at, did its pituitary or thyroid or adrenal or thymus, did they go up in weight or down in weight compared to the control rat? Did they go up or down compared to the intact versus the castrated rat? To try to figure out maybe you were given testosterone or LH. But the general gist of it is you have a rat, it received a particular hormone, you don't know which one it was, and you're going to be using the data that you've researched in order to deduce which one your rat has most likely been exposed to. And then what you're going to do for this is your end result's going to be, here's what my rat was exposed to, and here's how I know that. Okay, so if you have questions on that, email me, and hope it goes well. And I will hopefully be talking to you guys sometime soon. We're going to start doing some office hour stuff in the near future, which is kind of cool. So see ya. Bye.